with these sweet, supple lips and microphones.
The hard work of Papa G.
Well, we're here doing a UFC 258 countdown. Who's that brought to us by, Dan?
DraftKings. Giorgio. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, boys, ladies?
Oh, yeah, we should probably check and see if
People that
anyone's...
don't identify as anything,
Yeah,
How we doing today?
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Danoff, first guy in the chat. He says, yo. Richard, how we sound over there? How's everything going? Everything looking good?
I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, we got Kreggers with Dulesky. We got Ruben. Oh, we got all the people. Yeah, this is a pre-show because apparently DraftKings wants you guys to go bet on some stuff and wants us to give you that inside information in those sweet, sweet picks.
Yeah, and I think we got it.
Do we? Because I found this a very hard card to call.
Cool. Last week was a minor setback for a major comeback.
Yeah, setting up.
So
we've been slacking a little bit on the watch parties as well. We took a bath in some of the fights this year. Kind of like
mostly
you guys said in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Italians are kicking our ass.
They are.
But thankfully, there's no Italians on this card.
None at all. Giorgio, the laptop being so close to the edge is giving you anxiety. Well, I like to live dangerously. I don't really know what else to say besides that. The only thing that pulls out in this house is the couch, and rattlesnakes and condoms are two things that I don't fuck with.
What is that? That's Einstein, right? That's what he said.
Oh yeah, I definitely said that. Should we go ahead and get into this card?
We should.
Oh, who do we have up first?
So the first fight, we got Coconut Bombs versus the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Ooh.
So Julian Marquez, he hasn't fought in 3 years, right? 2018
no.
was his last fight.
Which was the final of the, what was that? Was it Tough Enough? No, that's WWE.
That is a WWE production. Yeah, it's Vince McMahon.
The Ultimate Fighter series. He lost to...
Is it Malvin that won Tough Enough?
I think so.
In wrestling?
This year?
The bald-headed fuck? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't kept up with in a good 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, Ultimate Fighter.
He lost in the final of the Ultimate Fighter to Cesio, one of those Italians we were just talking about, and hasn't fought since then. So I don't really know where he's been since mid-2018. Dan doesn't know where he's been.
I feel like Maki's fought about like 20 times in the last year.
2 straight losses, though.
Yeah, in the same month. He fought
in August, right?
Yeah, so he hasn't actually fought since August, but I think he went win in June and then two L's in August.
Got
quick
choked
out
choke,
in August, and then lost by decision. It checks out. But for whatever reason, I feel like he's fought like 10 more times since.
Yeah, I mean, he gets put up in a lot of promotions. His name gets floating around a lot. Who you got in this, and what do you
got? So Marquez has a 6-inch advantage with his height.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, Maki's only 5'8". Marquez is 6'2". But somehow Maki has the reach advantage. He has a 2-inch reach advantage. I guess he's just built like a fucking Neanderthal.
Go ahead and scratch his shin standing up.
Just fucking dragging his knuckles on the ground.
I dragged something else on the ground.
I'm going to go with Maki just because he's a little bit more, he's in fighting shape. He's been fighting recently, way more recently than Marquez.
True, very true. I'm going to have to agree with you on that. Like, I don't know where he's been for 3 years, and fighting during COVID times, it's going to take a lot out of you, and it's probably going to have a little ring rust, that first fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I think these two dudes are just going to kind of unload on each other. Just kind of
both heavy boxers, probably won't see much on the ground. They're going to go after each other.
Maki's he's a fun fighter to watch, whether or not he wins or not. He's plus money. I'm gonna take advantage. Like, I love dogs. You know how I love dogs. So I'm gonna take. I think he's plus 140 right now. So I'm gonna take that plus 140.
So it's a little sweet money right there. A little sweet money. Going into fight number 2 of the night, the lightweight fight. This is a replacement.
Yeah. Munoz and who's Munoz supposed to fight? Either way, they're not fighting anymore. Pedro Munoz.
COVID.
So we got old ass Jim Miller
versus Bobby Green.
Even older ass Bobby Green. Actually, Bobby Green's younger, but still feels like he's older.
They both could be my father.
Yes, they could. Jim Miller. I like Jim Miller here. I don't know why. He doesn't really get knocked out. I think he's been knocked out twice in the last decade. Bobby Green doesn't knock anyone out. So the over is probably...
It's a pretty safe.
It's a pretty safe.
That's
bet
probably
if
the lock.
If Jim
of the
Miller
night.
doesn't somehow get some random ass like submission.
Watch that happen. That's going to be our lock of the night, and we're going to blow that. No, I'm going to go with you on this as well. I think Jim Miller, they both have beaten Clay Guida, which is really
Who just came off a win against Michael Johnson.
Which I still can't believe.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Holy.
Yeah, MJ's been, he's been struggling a little bit.
Like a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
Like, what happened there?
Just father time.
Gets the best of all of us, I
really
guess.
Does, yeah. This is just going to be a fight where it's just two dudes being gassed by the middle of the first round. I think it goes the distance. My pick here, Jim Miller and the over.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jim Miller with a couple big overhand rights. I'm hoping we get bloody here. I'm hoping this is old school UFC. Next round.
Do they have enough scar tissue built up, though, over the years? Like, I feel like I've never really seen Jim Miller bleed that much.
That's true, but that scar tissue makes you easier to cut.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not like neither of these guys are fucking Nate Diaz.
No, not at all. He bleeds walking into the cage.
Yeah.
Next up is the middleweight fight.
Oh, we're just fucking cruising through these fights, huh?
I mean,
We're like 5 minutes in. What?
I feel like we just really want to talk about this main event.
You don't
is there
have a
any-
lot of analysis on Jim Miller and Bobby Green? We have a lot of tape on those guys.
Yeah, we have about 6 years of tape on those guys, but
We got about 16 years of it at this point.
What's really to say about it? Like, what's really going to happen here?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair enough. But like, how do you feel about this card, like overall?
It's a one-fight card.
You know, like this next fight we're about to talk about, then Gaslam, Kelvin. It's
Go
a
ahead.
whatever.
You seem excited.
It's a whatever fight for you. I think Kelvin looked probably the best he's looked in that loss against Joker. He just got caught in a bad spot.
You mean the fight that he got knocked or submitted in the first round?
Yeah. Well,
Looking the best he's ever looked.
I've never seen him.
I'm gonna get something else to drink while you walk that back.
Oh no. He got caught in a like weird position with a heel hook. He was winning that fight the entire first round, and he looked slim. He looked slender. He looked fit. He looks good.
I'm sure he can follow Luke Rockwell and be a Ralph Lauren model if he wants, but I don't really know if that has anything to do with fighting.
Just because you get caught in a submission doesn't mean like you really lost the fight.
Really,
in my opinion, if you're if
you're
I
in the
wouldn't say
chat
he was
out there,
dominating the fight, but like he was winning that fight, and he just made a mistake.
if you're in the chat and watching us at home, go ahead and let me know if submission is a real victory or not. Because Dan here doesn't think so. Although I do agree with you.
It's a coward's way out. A heel hook? Dude, heel hooks suck. Fuck heel hooks. They should be illegal. That's my opinion. That's what this man's take.
So no leg submissions?
Yeah, no leg submission.
Just neck and arm?
Yeah, you can choke some. I'm cool with choking someone out. Because, I mean, it's
obviously
manly.
cool with arm bars, right?
No, it's alpha. But yeah, if you're just grabbing someone's fucking foot and you're like Kurt Angling,
See, with these old WWE references,
I know.
this might as well be a WWE podcast.
That's for the Patreon with me and Joel. But yeah, no.
Look for that coming soon.
I think Kelvin is going to rebound here. He's on a 3-loss streak right now. Yeah, and then he lost to Darren Till. I don't know. I think the Darren Till was by decision.
It was.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think he rebounds here. And otherwise, I don't think he really has a UFC career anymore.
No, if he loses this fight, he's cut.
It's kind of like, a dog backed into the corner, and he's going to bite back.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Needing it.
So far, I've gone left dominant.
Yeah.
With this UFC Google projection.
Yeah, if you're at home and Googling UFC 258, Dan is taking everyone on the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we mosey on up into the women's?
Are you just not going to make any picks?
I've agreed with you on everything.
Fucking coward.
I've agreed with you on everything.
So we're 3 for 3.
The only thing
we're going coconut bombs. We're going Jim Miller.
Marquez is the only one that I'm possibly a little worried on. I feel like with a good camp,
I just don't really know what to expect from him.
Exactly. It's like you just don't know. He has looked good and only lost to some really good fighters. Mm-hmm. So mentally he should kind of be there, but we'll see. Yeah, I am taking Jim Miller because I feel like that's a pretty easy pick. And then Kelvin Gastelum, I think he's a superior fighter. I think he's going to show it in this. But that doesn't mean he can't lose. And if he's not focused, he can end his UFC career.
Do you have any opinion on Ian Hinch?
None.
He just does nothing for you?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah.
Might as well be Donald Cerrone.
So you're saying they're just serving up like a jobber to get Kelvin back in the good graces of the UFC?
Ian needs to appreciate his $35,000 a fight. He needs to try to not have brain damage.
That's a soft 14-3 record, is what you're saying?
Very,
Okay.
very. I mean, a lot of those. I mean, I feel like he was 8-0 starting his career, I believe. Someone got Sherdog.
Downward trajectory.
Yeah.
With his career. Okay. No, I like Kelvin.
This women's fight's actually pretty fun, and I give it a real shot.
Talk about a fight I have no opinion on.
Okay, well, I'll leave this one. Macy
Actually,
Barber.
no, I do. Take the over. It's a female fight. These two stand up. No fear of submission. Yeah, take the over. They're going 3 rounds.
Alexa Grossa, tough loss to the American wrestler. Macy Barber, fists of fury, elbows.
We're at the co-main event. We're 11 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go to the chat. I'm gonna talk about Usman versus Burns for a solid 30 minutes.
Okay, and then
I have 30 minutes.
This is gonna be very chat reliant then.
It's
It's like you have a plane to catch. What's happening here? Like,
it's been a long week here at Tetherball Media. Yeah, I think Macy Barber has looked real dangerous. She had her first little setback in the UFC, which happens to everyone. I think it's really hard to come in.
No one goes undefeated except Habib.
And someone else that we may talk about here, our little next fight, who's still undefeated in the UFC, which no one quite gives enough credit for.
Marty.
Is that what you're gonna call him?
You're not gonna call him Marty?
No.
Your friend of the program calls him Marty. Your buddy, your pal.
I don't know him personally like that. Would you call him Marty to his face?
I don't know.
Are we gonna go back to the fight before this? We're just gonna gloss over this one.
I mean, take the over in the women's fight.
No, like for real. I think Macy Barber is very fun to watch. She's very dangerous, and Alexa is no slouch.
Okay.
She's
So
tough.
do either of them have knockout power?
Yes.
How many girls have they knocked out?
Macy's knocked out 6.
It's just 8 of her 6 wins, or 6 of her 8 wins are by knockout. Okay.
But knockout or TKO. Do you consider TKO knockout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stoppage.
Stoppage, knees, elbows, fists, coming from everywhere. Dangerous. Very cute smile.
Okay.
Huge biceps, though.
That doesn't deter me from anything.
No, you're a manly man, Dan. You can take it, right?
Yeah. Dominate. You want your woman to look like a man, right? It's less gay.
Go on.
It's less gay that way.
Is it?
Dominating like a petite woman? Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, why even stop there? Why stop at women?
Yeah, the straightest thing you could do is just,
fuck a man.
Dominate a man.
Yeah. I mean, so if you're out there and looking for, needing to be straight, go ahead and dominate a guy.
Yeah,
Preferably,
that's that whole 30 Rock bit, right? Rob's in the chair next door.
snickering.
Was that Will Arnett? Yeah, it was Will Arnett.
Big fan. Yeah, Rob, can we get the quote?
Wanting to be with a woman, how gay is that? Wanting to be with a woman, how gay is that? You win sex against a man. That's as straight as it gets.
Yep. Find the flaw in that logic.
Let us know in the chat. Does anyone have any flaws in that logic?
I don't think so.
People are talking about the Osama bin Laden poster. Yeah, that is autographed by Rob O'Neill. That has nothing to do.
Who is actually on the podcast tonight. So go ahead and check out Drinking Bros at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, of course.
Yang Lee wants the best 4-fight parlay. Well, yeah, we want to go into some.
So we gave you 3 winners.
Yeah.
At the beginning. I skipped the female fight.
Which I think is kind of a toss-up.
And then I'll just give you Marty. So, like.
Yeah, well, why are you giving us Marty?
Because
Talk about him a little bit. Talk about him.
Who's the better wrestler?
So, Kamaru Usman is the only wrestler in there. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think he was a NCAA JUCO national champion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Out-wrestled Tyron Woodley in a fight for the title.
Right.
Different Tyron Woodley than I think Gilbert Burns faced.
I mean, prayers up for Tyron Woodley now.
He was a wonderful champion.
He had a good career.
So, best friends, training partners. Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns.
Yep. So if there's anybody
American
that's
top
give
team,
him, if there's anyone that's going to give him kind of like, a run for his money, it's going to be his teammate.
So I heard some tea.
You'd imagine. Right?
I've heard some tea.
What have you heard?
I've heard some tea from the Black Zillions. I've heard everyone's got money on Gilbert.
Like on the their camp?
I heard the people in the know say Gilbert Burns is walking out of there the UFC champion of the world.
Why is that?
People say they've seen 1,000 rounds of the two, and Gilbert has came out better in the practice room. I think that's just the practice room.
Do you think they practice while they get ready to fight each other?
No, actually, Usman left the camp before they were supposed to fight each other when he fought Masvidal. So he left the team there.
Because originally he was supposed to fight Burns.
Burns on that
obviously, fight. Masvidal was, 6 days notice?
Mm-hmm. He was a late replacement.
I kind of went back and watched that fight. Masvidal actually held his own, especially in the first round.
Yeah, first round looked great.
First round was great, but then, of course, wasn't in shape.
No. But let's
can't stop those foot stomps.
He was very smart to take that fight.
Does DraftKings have the over/under for foot stomps?
Rob?
No, I don't think they do.
I don't do anything about that.
For that. Because obviously it would smash the over.
Is this the time in the program where we tag in?
Do we? Well, yeah, I can't read.
I can't read either. Is there anyone in this room who can read?
Yeah, I can read.
Oh, you want to come read something first?
Little tag team match here. Yeah. Okay, tag him in.
Tag. Beep.
Do you guys have tag team in college wrestling?
No.
Would you and Askren just tag in and out, start grappling?
They would every now and then.
Yeah, we got a sponsor to talk about here.
Obviously, DraftKings.
One of our favorite sponsors ever, DraftKings. Have you ever wanted to give yourself better odds on winning a bet? Well, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to do just that. All players who place a bet on Sunday night's basketball game, NBA game, between the Los Angeles Lakers and Denver Nuggets will have a hand in lowering that over-under. So that's right. For every 1,000 players who bet the over on Sunday night's game between the Lakers and Nuggets, the over-under will drop by 1 point.
I think that under is already at like fucking 19 points. Just get on and collect the free money at this point.
Yeah, both teams are absolutely loaded with offensive talent, and Denver doesn't play defense. LA's okay at defense, but Denver doesn't really play defense.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis is a good defender, and so is LeBron, but like for the most part, they both just only care about scoring.
They just dump it in.
And it's also the NBA.
They dump it in.
Yeah, they dump it in, as we say on the College Hoops podcast. Every bettor who hammers the over in Sunday's Denver-LA game helps to lower the game's over-under. The best part is that even as the line lowers, the odds remain at even money. So that's right, you can double your money by hammering the over. If that isn't enough excitement for you, there is a huge title fight happening this weekend, as we're talking about, UFC 258. Don't forget, DraftKings Sportsbook also offers great odds and promotions on basketball, hockey, and so much more all week long. Pretty much any sport you want to bet. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code BROS, that's B-R-O-S, when you sign up to hammer the over on Sunday night's basketball game between when LA takes on Denver. For every 1,000 people that bet the over in Sunday's game, the line will decrease by 1 point. Yes, this is your chance to improve the odds of the over hitting, so tell your friends and family this is a team effort. Hammer the over and improve your odds of doubling your money. That's promo code BROS, B-R-O-S, for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Enter New Jersey, Indiana, Michigan, and Virginia only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Or in Virginia, 888-532-3500. I just really wanted to use that voice.
What a pro. God damn, that was a good read.
Is there a better reader in the industry than Sir Robert Fox? I don't really think
Certainly
there
not
is.
in this room.
No, definitely not. And I don't know if any of you out there have had trouble withdrawing your money from different sports betting sites. I know I have, and it's so easy with DraftKings just to take it in and put it out and pay rent when I need to.
They're a U.S. company, so it's legit as fuck.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Right into my bank account, right into it. That's because I'm giving you these sweet, sweet picks. So let's go back to this main event because, like, I don't think that people really know who Gilbert Burns is. Gilbert Burns is a 3-time world champion jiu-jitsu artist from Brazil, Brazilian national champion, and probably one of the best practitioners outside of Damian Maia in the UFC. Like, talking about a true specialist in the game, has not lost a fight at 170 pounds. Last loss coming from a sweet knockout to the Hangman Dan Hooker down at 55, which we all know keeps the brain dehydrated, making you much easier to knock out. I think he's found a home at 170. How do you like him there?
He's fine. Like, I feel like he probably doesn't necessarily earn this title shot. If the division isn't, what it is now.
Really? Continue.
I just like, what's his best win at 170?
Tyron Woodley?
For Burns, yeah, but like a very, like we've said, like
former world champion?
Yeah, Woodley, who's not. I mean, look at Woodley's last 3 fights and get back to me.
So, runs through Gunnar Nelson, starches Damian Maia in the first round.
Oh, sure.
Then runs through Woodley.
That doesn't impress me. That's not like worth a title shot to me. But whatever. Like
beating 2 former champions doesn't give you a title shot?
I don't like Woodley's not the same fucking fighter that he was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Do we bring up the UFC 170 rankings right now?
If you want to. It's not a great division if we're being real.
Is that just because Carmelo has walked through it and cleaned the division out?
Partially, but I mean, go through it. Like, Colby's what, 2?
Colby Covington's 2 after the 3 2 now. It depends on if you want to count the champion as 1, but Gilbert Burns is ranked above.
Leon
Covington.
Edwards, Masvidal, Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy. Like,
what are you about here?
I just don't.
Street Jesus,
right?
Leon Edwards.
That's fine.
Dangerous man.
Yes. Like, this division doesn't really do much for me, though, other than, like, Masvidal, who I like. But, like, again...
I mean, you've still got Robbie Lawler. You've got Chimaev, still in
Robbie
here.
Lawler, who gets choked out in a bulldog choke by fucking Ben Askren after dropping that motherfucker on his head.
You saw Neil Magny with a huge win.
Neil Magny just lost.
Really?
Yeah, Neil Magny was he got fucking wiped.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. I had that backwards.
I lost a lot of money on Neil Magny.
I remember.
Fuck Neil Magny right now.
Do you really? But no, I don't think this division is that bad.
I think fine. It's not great.
I think it's better than the division above it.
Yeah. I mean, if Whitaker's, the number 1 contender at 185.
I mean, not every division can be 155.
No.
I mean, just because that's so loaded.
Even like 145. 145 is great.
It's fun in the top 4.
You think it's top heavy?
I think it's real top heavy.
Okay, it is. I mean, if Josh Emmett's at 7 right now,
yeah. I mean, everyone under a beat is kind of different.
Yeah,
different
Jeremy
level.
Stevens is still ranked. Yeah, okay, 145 is not that great either.
And then go down a little bit.
I do like 135. 135
is flyweight like the new interesting weight?
Because you got Sterling at number 1 contender, Corey at 2. Yeah, no, I mean,
Jose all the way down at 5th.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good fucking division. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about 170. And
Kamaru Usman, there's something to be said about mental toughness.
When does Leon Edwards get a shot? Is my question.
Next.
He's that guy next. He's been in the UFC long enough.
Whatever happened to the Leon Edwards Masvidal fight?
Just never came about, I guess. I don't know.
After punching him. That's technically assault. It's
assault.
Not a ring. That was
assault,
just backstage. In the UK.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think Usman kind of like works Burns, but like you said, everybody in their camp says Burns is going to walk away with that title. I'd be surprised, but at the same time, like, sure, like that would actually. What if he wins that fight and be like, yeah, I'm still not impressed. I know he has gold, but like he's not the true 170 champ.
Yeah, it's like
I'll
what do
stick
you
to that,
what do you do?
actually.
Like he starches. So I mean, talk about this. So he out-wrestles Tyron Woodley at Tyron Woodley's peak.
It was not Woodley's peak.
Starches Colby Covington in his
Easily not Woodley's peak.
face. He was the champion of the UFC. Dislocates Colby Covington's jaw. Knocks him on his ass.
I thought you were talking about fucking Burns.
No.
Okay,
No, I'm talking about Usman. Usman
we got to clarify that.
Takes the title from Tyron at his peak.
Yeah, Usman's great.
Starches Colby Covington.
Usman's great, and especially the fact that he's just boring as shit, except for that fight against
Dominates Street Jesus. Like what more does this man need to do? He's gonna beat a 3-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion.
Yeah, I think Marty wins.
Yeah, so it's like what more does this guy need to do to put himself in GOAT category?
Beat better names. Like
who?
There's nobody to beat though. You gotta
mean, when you're the best in the world and there's no one close to you, what's
that cut though to 170 for him? He's a big fucker. So like, why can't he move up to 185?
So you want to see him versus who?
Just champ versus champ. I mean, Izzy's moving up to 205.
Already moved up, right?
Yeah, but he'll move back, right? He can. Izzy at 185 doesn't really have to cut weight. How's he fighting at 205?
Champ.
Yeah, but like, is he gonna? What's he walking around?
And he
at?
cleaned out the division.
Yeah, but what's he walking around at? If Usman moves up to 180, like 185, is there anywhere they could meet? You think Usman and Israel, or no?
Like a catchweight?
Yeah,
a champ catchweight. Is
they
that
probably
what
wouldn't do that,
mixed martial arts has come to? Is just these super fights, these champ super fights?
Yeah, because I mean, this fight again. All due respect to Burns, but like Usman Burns is not selling pay-per-view. Like the only reason to watch these fights is to gamble on them at DraftKings, of course.
Yeah, of course. Going to if you're looking for anywhere to put your money, you put it into DraftKings.
But like actually dropping money on this fucking card, it's asking a lot.
No, but
this card kind of is whatever.
So
especially Jim Miller's on the fucking is the second fight. Like I'm sorry, I'm not paying to watch Jim Miller, Bobby Green.
Is there too many cards?
Like this should be a fight. This is a fight night.
You can't have a world title fight on a fight.
Why not? They used to have, they had title fights on Monday Night Raw.
Again, this is not a WWE podcast, and this is a real sport, Daniel. Like
it's real to me, damn it.
People are already arguing that there should be more weight classes, and you're saying that none of these weight classes are deep enough to entertain you.
No, not really.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
I want to watch Usman fight Colby again, just because like Usman will actually stand up with him because he wants to break his jaw again. But
so what you're saying is you just want to watch boxing? Why don't you just watch boxing?
No, it's just Usman. Like it's not an entertaining fight, dude. Like
he wins every position. Like I can understand where you can come from the point of it's not going to be an entertaining fight because these are two partners that know each other so well. They're going to negate their first and second attacks.
My argument is if it's like you said earlier, it's a one fight card, right?
Yeah, but I think this is an amazing fight.
It's a one fight card, sure. But you're dropping $70 for fucking Usman.
I would if someone came to me and said, "Would you pay $70 to watch Gilbert Burns fight Kamaru Usman?" I'd be like, "Yes."
Okay, I guess. I don't feel
I don't think people are giving enough respect to the point that these are two men fighting each other in a steel cage.
It's not a Hell in a Cell. It's
yes, it is. I mean, there's no roof to this cage, and you can do a backflip off of it.
The ceiling is
Michael
the roof
Chandler.
is what Michael Jordan told us.
The ceiling is the roof for Michael Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, you want to hype someone up, let's start talking about Chandler. But
I mean, we'll do a whole podcast on Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
But I just the more I went back and I watched these old Kamaru fights,
he
I just have so much respect for
college.
Kamaru. Like he wins the positions in the fight game. He finds the areas which the fight goes to, and he wins there. Whether it's against the cage, whether it's getting the takedown, defending the takedown, in the stand-up.
Right, you're coming from this as like a hardcore MMA fan. I am what they call a casual.
Dan, you are forced to watch every UFC card there is now.
No, like,
we have made a commitment to
I know
these
a
people.
decent amount about the UFC. It's just like, yeah, no, Usman Burns, this fight's going to be pretty, like, it's not going to be entertaining. I don't think it's going to be entertaining. I'll be surprised. Like, going into this fight, the bar's on the fucking floor, so it's going to be easy to, like, clear, I guess. So in my eyes, if they do anything remotely entertaining, I'll be happy. And again, I'm not paying for the I'm not paying for the fight.
Just disrespecting a giant Nigerian nightmare like that, and Gilbert Burns,
and the Nebraska nightmare as well. Yes. No, I like Usman, and I want him to fight Colby again and break Colby's jaw again.
Just no respect for Gilbert Burns, man.
That's really it.
Do you
I
look
don't-
at how big and strong Gilbert Burns is and how many
he looks
people's
great.
arms he just rips off?
He looks great, but like
Look at that vascularity.
run through. Why is he getting the title shot? Why is he getting the title shot? Just because like the division's kind of just by default, it's like he's the next guy up.
He is the next guy up.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like he's earned it.
I mean, he has 3 losses in his MMA career,
Sure, and he lost to Dan Hooker.
and they were all at 155. So it's like I don't.
170. He's how many fights has he had at 170? 3. His last 3 fights.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. His last 3 fights are at 170.
So yeah, maybe this is new him. He'll prove me wrong, but I think Usman kind of like handles him pretty well.
What do you do with Usman after this, though?
That's what I'm saying. I think he has to move up, right?
He really has cleaned out the division.
Yes. The division's not great. Is he gonna fight Wonder Boy again? Like no.
That doesn't end well for Wonder Boy.
Has he fought Wonder Boy to begin with?
I don't think so.
He might not have.
Let's go back to that. I think
No.
I have his shirt dog up right now. Camaro.
He already beat Leon Edwards, so I guess that's out of the
Yeah,
question.
that's out of the question, yeah. Beat RDA.
He hasn't fought
beat
Wonder Boy.
Colby. I mean,
So I guess is that the fight they make next? Is Wonder Boy wins his fight?
yeah, he's got to
Usman
go.
wins his fight.
He's got to go on a couple fight win streak. I think Wonder Boy has to go through.
Or is Colby the rematch? It's like that was such a great fight that we got to run that
Wasn't,
back.
though.
Yeah, but you could hype it up and
You could.
that'll do
but I'm
pay-per-view
so-
buys. Again, I don't think like
Okay, this is sad to say, but is Colby Covington's MMA career over because Donald Trump is no longer in the White House?
no.
I mean, think about it.
He could be his mouthpiece, right? If Trump is silenced on Twitter, at least he has Colby.
Don't put that.
Col-
don't
Col-
put that. Don't put that.
Colby
on
could
the
just
world.
make shit up and just be like, Donald Trump actually called me today, and
Here's my tacky red suit.
here's what he told me. And he's a parrot and like a fucking mouthpiece for Trump.
Okay.
I could just that'll sell pay-per-views, right? To the right people.
So interesting things around MMA right now.
What's that?
GSP Khabib. Did we talk that? I heard inside knowledge that
It's the only thing
a
he comes back
coach-
for,
yeah,
I guess.
a coach of GSP says that GSP is back training again.
But I also just don't think Khabib lies.
I also heard it's not at 155. I heard that
He's incapable of telling a lie. He's like Honest Abe.
so he's done.
He told his mom he's done. He's not gonna lie to his mom. In Dagestan, he's got more than enough money. Why? What makes him come back for this? Just 'cause it's GSP, like
yeah.
I guess, but at the same time, then he would have lied to his mom.
He can always tell his mom sorry.
I don't think they know how to say sorry in Dagestan.
If you're in the chat and you know how they say sorry in Dagestan.
Pull that chat back up.
So yeah, it's almost. Oh, look at Dan getting over there, just putting his hands in my crotch. Yeah, what are you guys doing in the chat?
We got going on. Someone said you're dressed like Tommy Boy, Rob.
Wearing a rugby shirt.
Yeah, it's just a rugby shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Khakis.
Says
This was some questions.
yeah, you got any questions about UFC right
Scroll up
now?
a
Any
little
yeah, scroll up through here. Love the Osama poster. What's up, boys? And Dairy Dan. Wow, you guys really love us, and I appreciate that. Not a lot of MMA questions.
I drank a gallon of milk once, guys. We don't have to go with dairy. It's fine.
Send me a location.
I show you. Sorry.
Send me a location. Dana, send me a location. Smash your champion.
I don't know.
Smash your champion.
Would he ever move up? Because I mean, he had a hard enough time making weight at.
Yeah, I think that if he does come back for the GSP fight,
How about
catch
that?
weight.
What if he moves up to 170 to fight Usman? And
I
Usman's
don't-
massive,
I
so
don't
no,
think-
I don't think that works, right?
Yeah, no. I think it's the catch weight around 160, 162 and a half between GSP and Khabib, and that's another super fight that I was talking about. These like champ super fights, these big. It feels like boxing though now, which I don't like.
Well, no, fights actually get made in UFC.
Which they don't in boxing.
In
Give
boxing,
us
it takes a
Anthony
decade.
Joshua, Tyson Fury. That's all we want. That's all the world wants.
Which one?
Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury.
Dude, give me Joshua Ruiz 2 or 3, I guess.
Does Ruiz even box anymore?
I don't know.
I think he's just enjoying his money. I think he's fat as shit.
Got that title. First Mexican boxer, right?
Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Gypsy King, lineal champion.
That's just Brit on Brit crime, though.
It is. Isn't it interesting that 2 of the best heavyweights in the world are British?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, boxing's kind of gone the wayside in America, right? Everybody that wants to box is just a UFC fighter.
Such a long history of American champions, though. I heard, speaking of American champions, I heard the Tyson Holyfield fight is going to be made. The exhibition fight on Triller.
Yeah, I mean, that Tyson fight was way more entertaining than I thought that had any right being, I guess. And I'll watch it. I gotta know what's on that undercard, though.
Apparently, they're splitting a $300 million purse.
Okay.
Supposedly. Well, I guess that's the projected buys. How do you think
Craig Dulesky says, is boxing even a sport? I guess at this point.
Well, what makes me sad is, like, they're actually trying these other sports, like bare knuckle boxing, and they're even worse. So I don't know how to
Paige
feel
Van
about
Sant
it.
just lost.
And just a disgusting war.
Yeah.
For
probably like no pay.
It's not like I enjoy watching combat arts and combat sports. Like if you give people a certain rule set and then watch what the human body can do and watch proficiency in the technique. And I find that interesting. And I haven't always. Like as a wrestler, I hated watching wrestling because I found it the most boring thing in the world. I would rather watch soccer instead, which is the most.
You do watch some of the most boring sports in the world. You also are an avid curling fan as well.
Yeah.
It's a little known fact about Papa G.
You know something weird?
What's that, Rob?
Ken Pom ranks one other thing besides college basketball.
Curling?
Oh, Ken Pom does curling. Okay.
I know quite a few
wild.
of the U.S. men's
Speaking
senior
Canada.
curling team, to be honest, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're stationed out of
Lake Placid, right?
Denver, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Same location, really.
Yeah. They would drive up to
Geographically, it's the same
Georgetown.
part of the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, it's all snow and water and ice and fire
Same time zones, right?
and ice and fire. 2 dragons.
We don't have to reference that show that ended after season 6, in my eyes.
Ice and fire.
It ended with Cersei blowing up the crypt, so.
Oh, I was definitely referencing Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell.
Oh, I thought you went Game of Thrones.
No. Always gonna go comedic. How funny is it gonna be when Kamaru Usman beats Gilbert Burns?
It's my pick. I don't know if that's funny. It would be funnier if Burns beats Usman. So
I think he's got a shot. I think I'm talking myself into Gilbert Burns.
really.
The more I'm thinking about this, exactly the way I talked myself into Dustin Poirier.
I don't see it happening.
That pre-fight.
What's he submits him?
I think he wins the clinch. I think something with Usman's knees and just not being able to keep the pace. I think maybe Gilbert puts him in places that Usman's not. I don't know. Like Gilbert just has this youthful zest to him that there might be something.
Got a
there.
good question here.
Yo, what's up? Will Chimaev make the welterweight division great again? This is hilarious. Like, I love that we're looking at Chimaev and Zabit, especially as like the next Khabib. When we hated Khabib when he was here,
Yeah,
none
but
of y'all were
they
calling
don't-
for Khabib fights. None of y'all liked him.
Completely different style.
Dagestani is Dagestani.
Chimaev fucking stands up and throws hands. He throws bombs. So it's not it's not apples
Khabib
to apples.
knocked down Conor
It's just
McGregor.
two Dagestan guys. It's not the same like.
No, Chimaev.
It's not apples for apples.
Chimaev's much longer, much more of a striker. Amazing head kicks.
Great beard.
Also, though, amazing in that high single driving people into the cage, which is basically what Khabib did before switching off to the double. But applying that pressure with the head somewhere around the rib cage, a nice attack to the leg, driving him up to the cage.
He's supposed to fight
either getting
Leon
pulled up
Edwards,
into the
right?
clinch or finishing off on the takedown. What are you saying?
He's supposed to fight Leon Edwards coming up.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the big fight to make. Leon said he's going to be the guy to stop his forward momentum, which I think is just Leon trying to kind of cash in on Chimaev's hype right now and
I'm all aboard that hype train. If they're feeding him Leon Edwards, I think they know something. I don't think they're like gonna.
Is Leon Edwards the new Dan Hooker?
I don't think they're gonna humble him. Is what I'm saying. I don't think they're going into this fight thinking Leon Edwards is coming out victorious.
Maybe. I mean, it's exactly the fight he needs to get his career back on track.
I mean, yeah, he's super raw still, but like,
what does that mean?
He probably knocks out Leon Edwards.
I think so. But what does this raw mean? These are fighters who've been fighting their entire life. Maybe they haven't been in the UFC that long, and there is something to be said about going through the UFC.
Raw means that like they're not polished, like they're not like the perfect 5-tool fighter.
None of these fighters are.
Well, no,
none of these fighters can fight 5 rounds.
Nobody.
There's maybe 25 fighters in the UFC right now that I would watch 5 fight rounds.
Yeah,
it's just not as entertaining. And I don't think it's as good of a predictor of the better fighter. I think the 3-round fight is a really, really good place to be. 15 minutes is a very long time, and you guys don't realize how tired a lot of these guys get. Like, I think we think of it like a video game sometimes.
There's been wars that have gone 5 rounds recently that have been awesome. Like,
no, I agree, and
the Figgy Marino fight, most notably.
That's a championship fight.
It was a draw, right?
Supposedly.
No, like on the cards. It was a draw. Yes.
You said Figgy won that fight. I think Moreno did, but
well, they're just gonna run it back.
They're gonna run it back. Run that back. But like I was saying, people don't understand how tired they get. So when they're watching the fight, they're waiting for this big comeback punch or this knockout. But like after a while, you don't have it in you anymore. You don't have the strength. You don't have the knockout power.
For yourself, Giorgio.
You always got the power, Dan?
I got that cardio. No, I don't.
I don't. You got that Nate Diaz cardio?
I don't. I just lift. I don't actually do any type of like running or biking or.
No, it's all about putting those 45s on, hearing that clank.
Clank, clank.
Clankety clank. Any some more messages?
Best value pick in prelim and best over under for this weekend. I think best over is going to be the Jim Miller fight, just because it's 2 old heads who can't knock each other out.
Yeah, I think that's the over. What's the lock of the night? I think the Gaslam's probably the lock of the night.
I'll go Gaslam. No, I'll even go Marty lock of the night.
You go Marty lock of the night?
I'll go Marty lock of the night.
Okay.
Have you looked at what's the prelims?
I haven't looked at the prelims, but I can bring them up. We can bring these prelims.
Okay. What do you got? We got here. Waiting for it. Somebody said they were more excited for 259. I think that was Ivan. Who's up now? I think that's the Jan fight, right? 259's Jan, Izzy. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm way more excited for that. This is gonna be pretty run of the mill card. Hopefully exceeds my expectations. And usually it does. When you go in with low expectations for everything in life, it usually pans out pretty well.
So we've got early prelims for this too.
Keller. Keller's fighting again?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yep, Keller's
Fucking
fighting.
hate Keller.
Let's see.
He's been on a roll, hasn't he?
He has. He really has.
He's so annoying. I'm sorry, man. You can beat my ass, but like
this Muhammad Diego Lima fight will be interesting. That's probably the funnest fight to watch here in the prelims. That's the number. That's the 8th fight of the night.
Miller Green got the boost, so that was supposed to be
the last card before.
Yeah, the main event at the prelims.
Rodolfo Ferreira versus Anthony Hernandez will probably be pretty fun. Although Ferreira's supposed
take
to
on
starch him.
Muhammad Lima. Is that still happening?
Yeah, that's it. That's my favorite fight of the undercard.
Okay,
the prelims. I think that'll be the most entertaining one for sure. Do you think Lima's done after this? If he loses this fight?
How old is he now?
He's pretty old. Let me look up his age.
Yeah, probably. I mean, how many fights do you have in you? Especially losing on the prelim.
I mean, he's 15-7.
He's 32. He's only 32, so no, he's not done.
No, but he fought a lot and like kickboxing, right? Wasn't that what he
Yeah.
did before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of losses.
A lot of losses in here. But
So,
yeah. Interesting. Let's see. Do we give a little pre-talk about 259 while we're here?
yeah, someone said Munoz Rivera cancel. Yeah, we know. Well, probably would have had Munoz.
Yeah, I would have Munoz on that. But that's kind of COVID, man. COVID is just, it takes one fight out, I think, per card.
And that was probably like a fight I was actually most excited for on this card. And
Again, this is a one-card fight, Dan.
again, it gets replaced by fucking Jim Miller, Bobby Green. It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell, Dana. I don't know how you expect people to pay for this.
In my mind, I keep running this over this first round in my head. What if Kamaru never gets going?
When
Like,
does he ever
Gilbert just puts the pressure on him, and what if the pressure gets to him? Because Gilbert is tough, nails tough.
Yeah, well, they know each other inside and out. So, like, if there's going to be somebody who has an answer for anything Usman does, it's going to be Burns, right?
Right, but then I can't see Kamaru losing. I see Kamaru's wrestling negating Burns's jiu-jitsu. Has his hands gotten that much
What
better?
do you value more, grappling skill-wise?
I think way more jiu-jitsu artists will continue to use jiu-jitsu skills where a lot of wrestlers will give up on their wrestling.
The only way I see this kind of, like, end in favor of Burns is if Usman gets in, like, a compromising position and just gets tapped. Like on a stupid fucking heel hook or something. Back to the heel hook.
Yeah, I mean,
Bring this full circle.
I see that too, maybe in some sort of scramble, like against the cage, and Gilbert dives under. You know, maybe something like it's real boring, real cagey, and then he goes for some sort of explosive submission attempt.
Ryan Walker says, Jitsu over wrestling.
I think it's very dangerous. Like it's a very dangerous art form, and you finish fights with it. You control fights with your wrestling, and your wrestling will get you to a certain level very quickly.
Yeah,
but you don't finish fights that way.
I've always been just a rule of thumb for me with all my gambling picks. It's usually I always go wrestler first over any other skill set, and it's paid out pretty well.
It does. I mean. But the days of
A
take him
wrestler
down,
learns
ground
how
and
to
pound are
strike.
over.
Yeah,
Those
but
days of the UFC aren't
A
anymore.
wrestler that learns how to strike, that's the most dangerous man in the UFC.
They all fall in love with the striking, though, and I
know,
think it's such a detriment.
Look at Gaethje.
It's such a detriment. Like who are we? I was watching Ed Ruth fight in Bellator, 3-time Penn State national champion. Like wouldn't put legs in.
Michael Chandler knocked out Dan Hooker. Who saw that coming? Like in the first round?
Dan the Hangman Hooker.
Standing. Like
simple level change left hook.
Just fucking knocked him.
The threat of the takedown is
knocked
often,
him out of a career, right? Didn't fucking Hooker retire?
I mean, he did throw his gloves back into the ring, but I think that was just more out of frustration. The threat of the takedown is often way more dangerous than the takedown itself. It's okay. I saw that happen.
Lose power here.
A little swappity swap. A little coppity swap cop.
Yep.
Stretch.
See what else we got here in the chat. Oh, we got Sub MMA says Burns will beat Usman. Okay, I'd like to be proven wrong. Like, cause
no,
Usman,
I mean that's the T. The T is Gilbert is the guy to do it. He's strong. He's tough. He's a dangerous grappler. I keep coming back to this. I just see Kamaru winning the positions, and I'll probably talk. We're gonna do a watch along for this as well because I really want to kind of commentate live and see what happens.
you bringing in another thotty?
Yeah, we'll see who we bring in.
See? Okay.
We'll see who we bring in.
Okay.
But I just see him dominating the places he needs to dominate to win this fight in a decision. And then we come back to that conversation about, is there anyone who can pick the lock? Is there anyone who can solve the puzzle? Is there anyone who can, take down Kamaru Usman? And
You got any more idioms there?
I've got a few more if you want me to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
What's really sad is I thought Ben Askren was going to be the guy to do it.
Yeah. He's about to get knocked out by Jake Paul.
Oh my God! Have you watched the training videos? He looks good.
Yes,
dude, he looks real good.
The
Ben looks
videos
good
of
now. His
him
hips moving.
punching at this speed against the Jake Paul bag.
And Ben's foot speed's looking good. I think that hip is healed.
Ben's getting knocked out.
Guys, what do you think? I mean, obviously, every show from now on is just going to come back to Ben Askren versus Jake Paul until
It's the biggest fight
happens.
out there right now.
Yeah, especially since the Logan
Mayweather fight got canceled.
No one would watch that anyway.
I guess that's probably why they canceled it, because they were embarrassed by the pay-per-view buys.
Oops. Low buys. Herb says, Usman stood with Colby. I can see him standing with Burns as well. I think Usman just really wanted to change Colby's face.
That's really it. It was his sheer rage that got him out of his typical, strategy of ground and pound and just taking dudes to the ground and the clinch too. But he just really wanted to fuck up Colby, and he's like, man to man, I just gotta stand
Gilbert's elbows from the clinch are dangerous. The more I went back and watched his fights too, it's the punches and bunches and the elbows. A lot of power behind those elbows, which I can see coming in the clinch.
Oh, Dan Holloway fan page says, I actually think Paul has a great chance. He has a deadly overhand right. Correct. He will knock out Ben Askren.
You guys have watched him fight non-fighters. People who have fought before and have had punches thrown at them tend to not be punched as easily.
Yeah, but
then Ben can grab him.
He's old, man. He's got a bad chin. It just goes someday.
He's been knocked out once.
He was knocked out in that Robbie Lawler fight. Let's be real. He got dropped on his fucking head.
He's been knocked out once.
He was unconscious for 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Herb didn't call it. I think it was Herb. And then he got fucking Robbie Lawler caught in a little bulldog bullshit choke. I don't respect submissions. It's a clear pattern that you might have picked up on.
Yeah, Dan doesn't respect wrestlers or
No, I respect wrestlers the most.
Right.
But they gotta learn to strike.
Right. So just Randy Couture was your favorite fighter of all time. Is what you're saying to me. Dan Henderson is
Brock Lesnar. No.
God, if Brock would have kept training, if Brock would have gotten into MMA earlier, I think he never was gonna.
If he just skipped that whole time with the Minnesota Vikings, yeah,
and time with the WWE.
No, him and Paul Heyman were a match made in heaven.
He never was gonna have hands like Overeem or someone. He was never gonna be able to develop that kind of skill.
Which, by the way, can we talk about Overeem for a second?
4 decades, man.
How fucking bad did he look? What was that? Dude was scared to be in the cage. He was covering up. He got caught by Volkov on the first punch, and then just shelled up on the cage and just kept getting picked apart until he got knocked out.
And I don't know if I'm ready to say Volkov is a top heavyweight either.
No, I would have thought Overeem would have been way faster than Volkov, but it looked like he was out of shape. He was slow. It was just a sad end to probably what.
Watching
is that Overeem's last fight? Because that kind of
watching his. Well, actually no. He's 6 in his last 8. He when you let me pull up.
He's been on a run. It's just I've never seen him look that bad. It was true. You have to hang it up after that. That was fucking disgraceful. He was hurt. He went into the fight knowing he was hurt, knowing he was just going to go in there and just kind of collect a check. I don't know what it was.
No, definitely not, because there was this whole story about him trying to make one more run for
the title. No, I get that, and it got me hyped, and I was all aboard because no one was scarier than Overeem on the juice.
He was winning that fight against Rosenstreich until he got hit at the last minute, and he was winning that fight against Curtis Blades, and he was winning that fight against Ngannou. And then
until he wasn't. I don't think he was ever winning against Curtis Blades.
Nah, he was winning that fight for sure.
Because Curtis Blades does the same.
He got knocked out in the last round. Yeah,
but I was like, all right, Overeem has a better. Obviously, he's underrated on the ground. He's going to be faster than Volkov, which he wasn't.
No,
and he was just.
I don't Volkov's really long. And
he's
got
tall.
that long straight.
Yeah, but from the gun, Overeem looked scared. It was wild.
When did he come over? He came over in 2016 from M1. Okay, wow.
But Overeem on the juice was the scariest motherfucker in the UFC.
Of course, that
one
Brazilian
of my
juice.
favorite fighters. But he looked so bad.
Are we not giving Curtis Blades enough credit?
I don't want to give Curtis Blades credit
I don't really either, but
because he is born as shit. And he's actually embraced that. He's like, I know I'm the heel. Like, I know you don't want to watch my fights, which I don't, dude.
I mean, him versus Derek Lewis is actually going to be interesting.
No, it's not. He's going to gas Derek Lewis. He's just going to take him down. Derek Lewis is going to be out of breath by middle of the first round.
Yeah, but Derek Lewis still has power at the end of the fight.
Not when he's gassed. Not when his balls are sweating.
No. I hate both these guys so much.
Why do you hate Derek Lewis? Derek Lewis is great.
I don't think he's that good.
Well, he's just fat. You're fat shaming.
I do. No, but I like Big Country. So like,
you hate fat people. Why? Just say it.
Guys, I hate fat people. I'm sorry. I really am.
I'll always love Derek Lewis. Will always have a special place in my heart because he was losing 3 rounds to Volkov. I was at a bar. It was called Woodrow's. I was with a bunch of my buddies. We were all on Derek Lewis. We all put way too much money on Derek Lewis than we rightfully should have. And he caught Volkov with 10 seconds left.
Yep.
And
how many times has he done that?
That might have been the greatest moment of my life. Was just pure bliss, pure joy with my friends, circling up, yelling, throwing beers at the bar. It was magical.
I wonder how many times he's knocked someone out just right at the end of a fight.
Just once.
Okay.
Also, I did take him against Francis at 5-1. He was like a plus 500 underdog.
I have no idea why you did that.
Well, he beat Francis because
When?
Francis didn't throw a punch. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I remember. Actually, now I do remember that.
That
was
was
like the most boring
it was
thing
the
of all.
worst fight of all time. But I was like, just don't get knocked out. That last round, I'm like, just stay away. Derek Lewis, run away. I don't care what you do. You have won this fight because you've thrown 3 leg kicks, and you've won all 4 rounds or 3 rounds before this. I don't know. Just stay away from Francis. Don't get caught.
This is supposed to be the war of wars, and everyone's just like crickets.
Francis
just
didn't throw
watching
a
the TV being
punch.
like,
Francis just stood there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the moment was too big for him, but he learned from it obviously, and I like Francis moving forward.
Is he ready to become the champion, or does Stipe solidify himself as the best heavyweight of all time?
I think Francis can catch him.
So Francis beats Stipe. Okay, so I feel like Stipe and Kamaru are the 2 most underrated fighters in the UFC.
World heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou is what the UFC needs to be pushing for, and like what they need. Like he would be a mega star at champ. I mean, he already is kind of a mega star for the UFC.
Because they want a knockout artist.
He's your Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's only been fighting for 6 years.
Something probably less than that, to be honest.
Well, he's been fighting his whole life, where he's from, but.
Another Nigerian.
Yes.
Yeah. From the salt mines.
Actually from Nigeria, though. Unlike Marty.
He was born there.
Yeah, he was born there, but.
It's like Jessie, she's like kind of Mexican. Who's more ethnic, Kamaru or Jessie?
I'm going to go Kamaru.
Just tad. Slight tad.
And no disrespect to Kamaru. He's an awesome fighter.
No disrespect to Jessie.
But, bro, you went to Lincoln, right? You went to Nebraska. Come on. You're Midwestern is. You watch NCIS like New Orleans with Rob. That's what Marty does.
I could see Marty and Rob being friends.
Yeah, I could see it.
Like that. Their kids go to preschool together or something.
Yeah, I could see. You guys would be best pals.
They trade chili recipes.
Yeah, they're coaching their little league, their son's little league soccer games.
Rob's the head coach and Marty's the assistant.
Yeah, well, no, Marty's head coach. He's going to dominate Rob in every position possible.
Rob might like that.
Well, yeah, you got to switch it up every now and then.
I can be the officer Christopher LaSalle to his officer pride.
I don't know if you guys can hear him off camera.
No, you can. You always can.
Yeah, we can always hear Rob.
Making NCIS New Orleans references left and right.
No one watched NCIS New Orleans, Rob.
The entire Midwest does.
Well,
and that's why CBS is the #1 network in America, because of states like Nebraska.
And that's why you guys are all here watching us on the Drinking Bros Network, because regular cable access is terrible. That's network television.
You're not getting this kind of analysis at ESPN with Stephen A., right?
No, not at all. But I'm gonna have
Max Kellerman.
like ESPN, just why? Like, just get him off there. Like, I understand he's
No, I
your number
love
one
Stephen A.
analyst.
Stephen A. is a national treasure. Let him go. He's just spread too thin. That's his problem. He
I
doesn't get
want to
to
fight Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. doesn't get to like actually sit down and watch anything because he's on every show there is on ESPN because they pay him the most money because they laid everybody off. Except
Make it
Stephen A.
happen,
Smith.
guys. Get to Twitter. Get to places. Papa G versus Stephen A. Smith. Charity boxing
I
match.
thought you already wanted to fight Matt.
Everyone. Just charity boxing matches all around. I've never boxed a day in my life. I am the Ben Askren of the office.
Yeah, why don't you just challenge Ben to a boxing match?
He'd probably beat me.
When's the last, have you ever thrown hands in your life?
No.
You've only wrestled? You've
Well-
never been in a street fight?
Yeah. I mean, Ben,
Yeah,
me and Ben, we used to go back to Ben's house. Ben had boxing gloves in the basement with a mat room, so we used to go back drunk after
And he
the bars
just beat
and
your
box.
ass?
Ben would beat a lot of people's asses.
Did he beat your ass?
Of course.
He knock you out?
No.
So
We
you're
had-
saying he never knocked you out, and you can't throw hands to begin with, and you're saying he's gonna beat Jake Paul? No, I'm sorry, it ain't happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's not happening.
Yeah. We've had fun
But
here today.
let's just do a quick rundown. Just run through the picks again. Coconut bombs. We got
It's probably the hardest one of the night.
yeah, probably coconut bombs. Jim Miller. What's the third fight? Oh, Kelvin. The girl fight. Take the over and Marty for the main event.
Take Barb's in the girls' fight. I think she's gonna.
Who's your official pick in the main event though?
Oh, Kamaru. Kamaru wins in a decision.
Okay.
That's probably also another good over to pick. I don't. That fight's definitely going the full distance.
Just
and
5 rounds of dudes rolling.
5 rounds, unanimous decision. I think you'll see most of the fight against the cage. I think you'll see most of it in the over/under position. Dirty boxing, elbows, punches to the ear.
Do they hug each other after the fight? Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Maybe a bow. I think Gilbert probably does a little bow.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel it.
Is that like stolen valor? Like what is that? Why would he bow to him?
It was a joke, Dan.
He's not Asian. See what you made me do.
I made Dan be racist, guys. And on that note,